Africa. Most imagine wildlife and savannas, but beneath the surface lies a different story. This continent sits atop a treasure chest of natural resources: gold, diamonds, oil, enough to power the world. Over 30% of the planet's mineral reserves are here. The cobalt, in your phone? Likely, from Congo. The platinum, in your car? South Africa. Africa's soil is a jackpot of copper, uranium, and more, fueling modern industry. This wealth isn't isolated, it's spread across the continent: Ghana and South Africa, gold, Nigeria and Angola, oil, Botswana and Sierra Leone, diamonds. Nearly every country holds a winning ticket. The land is so rich, fortunes seem just beneath your feet. This should mean prosperity, gleaming cities, world-class hospitals, opportunity for all. But the reality is far more complicated. The promise of Africa's hidden wealth was supposed to have a happy ending. Instead, the treasure came with a map that led straight to trouble. Why hasn't this wealth transformed the continent? The answer is as complex as Africa itself. Let's dig deeper. With all this wealth, you'd expect riches for everyone. But for many African nations, the opposite happened. Economists call it the resource curse, where natural riches bring less growth, more corruption, and worse development. Imagine a giant cake in a village, but only a few powerful people get a slice. Easy money from resources often means governments neglect farming, manufacturing, and innovation. Politics becomes a fight for control of the treasury, fueling corruption and instability. Money meant for schools and roads vanishes into foreign accounts. Elections turn violent, and the wealth that should unite divides. Ordinary people see little benefit, just pollution, disruption, and poverty. Multinational corporations extract resources, leaving behind environmental damage and broken promises. The treasure chest is opened, but for most, it's empty. The paradox: immense wealth, but daily struggle for survival. To understand the curse, look at the stories behind the resources. Sierra Leone's diamonds fueled a brutal civil war. Blood diamonds traded for weapons, turning symbols of love into emblems of suffering. Nigeria, rich in oil, should be Africa's powerhouse. Instead, oil wealth has brought corruption, poverty, and environmental devastation, especially in the Niger Delta. The Democratic Republic of Congo is packed with minerals essential for modern tech, yet decades of conflict have been funded by the scramble for control. Armed groups terrorize communities, forcing people into dangerous mines. The minerals powering our devices have cost millions their lives. Angola and Sudan tell similar tales: oil and diamonds funding wars, enriching a few, and leaving devastation behind. The pattern repeats. A resource is discovered, outsiders and elites seize control, money flows out, and violence follows. The people living on the land get pollution and poverty, while the wealth builds fortunes far away. These aren't isolated tragedies, they're the rule, not the exception. Africa's riches have too often been a magnet for conflict. The scars are deep, and the cycle is hard to break. But how did it start? The answer lies in history. Africa's resource struggles are rooted in its colonial past. In the late 1800s, European powers carved up Africa, seeking rubber, gold, and diamonds for their own gain. Colonial systems were built for extraction, not development. Railways led from mines to ports, not between African cities. Economies were designed to export raw materials, not create local industries. When independence came, African nations inherited borders that split communities and economies built to serve outsiders. The colonial powers left, but the extractive systems remained. New leaders took over, but the game stayed the same. Resources flowed out, and little was built up. Corruption and instability are legacies of this system. The resource curse is a continuation of a history designed to take, not give. History's shadow still shapes Africa's present. But the story isn't finished. Across Africa, a new generation is fighting to reclaim the continent's wealth. leaders are demanding better deals with corporations and more transparency. Botswana stands out, using diamond wealth to build infrastructure and provide free education. It proves the resource curse isn't inevitable. Communities are rising up, demanding rights and environmental justice. Activists in the Niger Delta and DRC are exposing abuses and fighting for change. Grassroots movements are gaining strength, driven by those with the most to gain. International pressure is growing. Campaigns against blood diamonds led to the Kimberley process, making it harder to trade in conflict gems. Consumers now ask where their products come from, adding a new layer of accountability. The world is watching, and change is possible. Africa's future is being rewritten by its own people. The tide is turning. Technology is a powerful new tool in Africa's fight for justice. Mobile phones and social media give a voice to the voiceless, exposing corruption and environmental crimes instantly. Activists organize, share evidence, and hold power to account like never before. New tech tracks resource money, monitors illegal mining, and ensures minerals are conflict-free. Blockchain and satellite imagery bring transparency to industries once shrouded in secrecy. Journalists, lawyers, entrepreneurs, and students are all part of this movement. Each action, each voice adds to a growing wave of change. The power is shifting, from the few to the many, from boardrooms to communities. Africa's story is being rewritten by its own people, using technology and determination. The challenges remain, but hope is rising. The treasure is still there. This time Africans are drawing their own map, and that's a future worth believing in.